Hey. Oh, this is. I will see. Alright.
So, is it streaming on your end? Let's see.
Yes, it says we've been live for 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 13, 14, 15 seconds.
Cool. And I'll try to have our social media on here. Ring. Oh, yeah, I see you on here. Cool.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on. You got food? Anything to drink?
Ooh, hold on. I'm trying to do this thing. Yeah.
Good. Alright.
So I'm sipping on some. Oh, you should be able to see it now. I'm sipping on some iced coffee because I'm addicted. And some cookies that every time I take a bite, I feel like, why are you eating these? Like, you should be working out. And that's how I feel.
What are them, the chewy ones you were talking about earlier?
Mm-hmm. It's real bad. I done ate like 2 of the things. It's not good.
That's how it was with the, it's like white chocolate fudge covered Oreos. So good. It was like crack. All right. So how you going to do this? I don't think we got any viewers yet. You want to start everything off when we get some viewers in, or you want to just talk and what's up? Soul searching.
Oh my god, what's he going through? Sorry, the little boy just started kicking his feet real fast, and I was like, "Are you choking? Are you like, what's going on?" Nah, he's good. He just, I don't know. He's running. He's not here. He's exercising.
He's trying to figure out.
Oh shit.
What's this foot like about? All right, boo. I'm gonna put you down. Let me finish stream. Go watch your show. All right. I am just gonna close. Get my light together. Bye. All right. Let me know how my lights are looking to you. My lighting looking a little better.
It was looking fine before, but now you look like ghosty on one side.
Oh. Hey, how's it going, Josh?
Hey, what's up, Josh?
Party. Alright, I got my lighting together. You wanna go ahead and start, or
yeah, might as well go ahead and we might as well go ahead and start.
Alright, bet. Alright. So hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to our Saturday podcast. We are still on our adulting series. We talked about part 1 2 Saturdays ago, and then part 2 last Saturday. Just talking about from being 18 to 18, 19 years old, and now we are jumping from the 20s to the 22. And yeah.
She said no. Josh says, "Sadie's love your hair."
Hey, thanks, Josh. Thank you.
All right, so
I guess she's gonna be here with me this go around.
Hey, I feel you. Might be in the same boat. But yeah, so this time on this adulting, we're just talking from about 20 to 22, mainly sophomore, junior year for Mercedes, and for me is more sophomore to really just like dropping out, realizing that school is not for me, and that kind of brought me to streaming more, and yeah, so I guess Mercedes, you can go ahead and start.
All right, that So going off, just setting the setting or setting the mood. Me and Daisha were in college together. We were roommates in our last stream. So now we are no longer roommates. I'm at a completely different college. I'm starting this journey all on my own. Another thing that's going on is breaking up with the high school sweetheart. So now it's like I'm really, really discovering myself. I don't have my best friend with me no more, and um, don't have that relationship no more. So I was really just trying to figure out like who I am as a person now. Like, who am I without these people? Because essentially, like, I feel like for me, um, I kind of like when I was with Daisha, I was a certain type of way. When I was with my boyfriend, I was a certain type of way. Like now, it's like I'm with no one. It's just me, and I was trying to figure that out. Um, and I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place. Um, I know, like I started trying to figure out like different things to do. The first thing I end up going, they have this little speed dating thing at different colleges and stuff, and it's really not necessarily for dating, but just to break the ice and discover people. And I end up finding some friends there, and that was cool. And me and some girls started just hanging out, just figuring out some stuff. I ended up partying with them or whatever. But eventually I started to feel a little weird in myself. Like I felt like no matter like how I presented myself, I was being pursued in a way that was uncomfortable. Because just being out of a relationship, the last thing I wanted to do was be in another relationship. I just wanted to be friends, discover people, discover life, discover opportunities. And as I started hanging out with certain people and going to certain parties, I realized like every single guy that, I end up coming towards, whether we were friends or whatever, um, they end up wanting something from me. From me thinking that me and some dude were just friends, and then next you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting a booty call, and it's like, wait, what? And it started doing something to my mind. It started making me feel like, yo, do I look a certain type of way? Why am I being treated a certain type of way? Like, mind you, I could count on my hands how many people I've been with, like sexually, whatever, and I could lose a couple fingers and I could still count on my hand. And I don't act no type of way. I don't act openly sexual, nothing like that. I don't act none of that. So it started to make me feel like no matter what I did or how I talked or what I wore or whatever, I felt like I wasn't a person anymore. I felt like I was just an object, and that did so much to my mental. Like I remember like crying on the phone to my brother, like just not feeling like a person, not feeling like my mind mattered, not feeling like my personality mattered. So that was something really big for me, just trying to figure out like, yo, like what do I do? Do I do what these guys want me to do, or do I stick to myself, or who am I? So it was like really trying to figure out who am I. And I feel like, at this age, it's really important to try and at least figure out like what you stand for, what you want to do, and what you don't want to do, because there will be people in your life that you come in contact with that will kind of push you in a way to where you may think like, oh, what if I just do what they want or whatever, and that will get some type of happiness if I just, if I just do it how they want things done. And without realizing it, you're kind of losing yourself, but you don't realize that because you never thought about like, who are you? Like, what do you want? So that was a big discovery for me, to a point where I had to just erase all the friends I made and just start out fresh again, and just meet new people. This time I looked in, maybe the classrooms that I had, like maybe I partnered with people or whatever, just trying to figure out like who had stuff in common with me, but also not really being so needy for friends. Like I started doing stuff on my own, whether it's like going to the gym on my own, whether it was eating out on my own. One thing I really discovered was the game room. I didn't realize it, but a lot of colleges have game rooms, and I fell in love with the game room, and I started playing pool and stuff. And that led me to my next set of friends, and these friends were a lot more up to my speed. They accepted me for me, and actually I felt more whole. I felt more like I didn't have to be forced to be someone I'm not. and I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with me. I just felt like I'm accepted for who I am. And sometimes, in order to find that, you have to start fresh. You have to, put yourself in a different space, in a different surrounding, stuff like that. But so that was the first hurdle for me. What about you, Daisha?
So I guess like 20 to when you went off to West Georgia, for me, it was more so about, okay, well, now I'm in Atlanta kind of alone. And at that point, I went to living with my auntie, and then pretty much just going to school but not really caring about it, really just going to school for a refund check that semester. And then I did horrible in school, was skipping class a lot. And then from there, I got on like academic suspension. And then I remember with that refund check, it got me like a phone. I got me some other stuff. I got me some streaming stuff. No, for real. Like, I was just like mad that I wasn't able to get a refund check. So I finally got one, and then which is not good, by the way. Stay away from loans as much as you can. Sorry, I'm looking down because it looks like this boy is. I've never seen him stick his head over the crib thing, so I'm a little nervous about that. Anyway, hey Trey, what's up? So yeah, so basically from there, I basically was just living with my aunt, and it was just going through the motions of being in school and trying to figure out if I want to drop out or not. And yeah, I'm gonna have to let Sadie take over because this kid is really trying to escape, and I don't know how he's trying to escape right now. This is like really crazy.
Nah, that's cool. All right.
I agree.
All right, back. Oh, cool. You want to get down too? Yeah. You want to say hi? All right. So now I'm taking over. One thing that started happening during this time is me and Daisha actually start distancing off a little bit from each other. I want to say my college was a good hour or two away from her. Probably not two, probably an hour. And, I started finding out my own friends. She started finding out her own friends. She started getting into different stuff. I started getting into different stuff. So we kind of stopped talking as much. And, when we did talk, it was like very apparent that we were just different people now. Like things that she was into, I wasn't. Things I was into, she wasn't. And it started to put a strain on our relationship.
And I'm back. Oh, I'm back, by the way.
That in itself started to get kind of weird because I've known this girl since the 7th grade, right? And it's like, we're childhood friends or whatever, and it got to a point where it kind of felt like we low-key didn't stand each other, and that was weird for us because we love each other so dearly and we didn't want to lose that type of friendship, but it was just like we're completely different people. So that was a weird space for us. And eventually what we'll end up doing is just probably not talking for a couple months and then call each other up, and then like since we didn't talk as much, it would be a lot easier for us to get along instead of butt heads like we were. And eventually, after, I guess her going through her own stuff and me going through my own stuff, we got to a space where we could kind of be together without it being too bad. And Daisha ended up, coming up with this idea, this business venture idea for Primer Studios. And that was like, this photographer thing. She found herself in a great space. She found herself with a great camera, and she was trying to figure out her life, and was like, yo, let's do photography. I want you to do it with me. So
but before you get into there, let me go ahead and backpedal some. Yeah, that was a real interesting part for me. Hold on, I got my iced tea. That was a real interesting part for me. Going back to college and then kind of like being alone in a sense, and I realized, dang, I don't really have any friends. And then I just started playing Call of Duty like I do, and that's when I started to actually get closer with my cousin Nick, who y'all know, and then just started to kind of enter his friend group, and they did not like me at first. And then, of course, how I always work is I grow on people, and they grew on, well, I grew on them. So that was interesting. But yeah, no, it was really weird, because it was like every time Mercedes and I would get on the phone and talk, it was kind of like an argument almost, you know? It was really weird. And it was like, oh, shit. Oh, he just hit his head on the thing. But yeah, it was like an argument all the time. And it pretty much just turned out to be, yeah, like it just felt like we were definitely like different people, wanted different things, had different views of life. And so, yeah, I mean, it was just really, you know, we kind of had to like separate. So that was kind of hard. But then it was like, I was so consumed with hanging out with like Nick and his friends too. So I just kind of got used to that. Oh my god, this kid is gonna hurt himself. Anyway, yeah, eventually I moved from my first aunt to my other auntie, and she lived in like a super nice high-rise apartment. And there was just like, that's when I started to see like, dang, there's a lot of opportunity here in Atlanta. And I actually started working. I decided to drop out of high school. I decided to drop out of college because I was like, yeah, college really isn't for me. I ended up getting like a super big refund check. And during that time, I was trying to meet friends and have relationships through Hot or Not, which was not working out. Literally literally was trying to like meet up with people just to be friends. It was not even a hookup thing because that's not who I am. And they would just,
I did the same.
Facts. And they would just stand me up. And I was like, okay, well, this is nice. And then I really just like got involved with working a lot. And the funny thing is, my baby daddy / boyfriend, I met him when I was like 19. I'm 25 now. I met him at 19 working at Studio Movie Girl. And literally, he did not, you know, we weren't like anything back then. He was just a little eye candy at work, pretty much like that. And he never tried to pursue me like that. Met him on Hot or Not, and we literally like nothing happened. I didn't know y'all met on Hot or Not. We did, exactly, yeah. I was on Hot or Not trying to find friends and stuff during that era and time. And then I found him on Hot or Not, and I was like, hey, what's up? You remember me? You used to work, da-da-da-da. And he was like, yeah, what happened to you? I was like, I got fired. And I got fired because literally on my day off, me and my friend went there, and we had little Smirnoff Ices or whatever, but we were underage. And we just went to go enjoy a movie with some Smirnoff Ice, and the stupid dickhead manager sat right next to us and was like, so what are you guys drinking? Because, you know, a lot of the servers were giving their friends free popcorn and free things, and he wanted to make sure we weren't getting anything free. Then when he realized it was alcohol, and the movie had just started too, I was so tight, and we didn't even get to eat our food. And when the movie just started, so he left, and we thought he was gonna get like 12. So we obviously didn't want to get arrested for underage drinking at our job. So we literally paid for our food and dipped and ran. And then they let us come to work the next day and work our whole entire shift and then fired us. And I was like, wow, this is some fucking bullshit. And that guy ended up quitting because he had mental disorders. Like, he was a fucking stupid nigga. I hated him. Anyway, so, yeah, if you're watching this, Rob, I hate you. Anyway, so that was that. But anyway, I told, so I sat there and I met up with my baby daddy / current relationship, and we went over there and we were just like watching a movie. He tried to make out with me. I said, okay, we gonna make out. That's cool. And then when he tried to do it further, I was like, nope, sorry, not about that life. And he said, oh, I respect that. And then we literally just cuddled and watched TV or movies. Yep. And then the next morning, he wanted to go to Waffle House, and I was still concerned about my looks and that I couldn't brush my teeth and all this stuff. So I told him no. And then after that, I guess he thought I wasn't feeling him, and we just stopped talking. So, like, he was messaging me a little bit. I think, yeah, he was messaging me a little bit, but he would take too long to message me. And I was just like, you know what? You playing with me. You playing games with me. Mercedes was like, I don't like him. He's playing games with you. And calling you babe and baby. Y'all just met. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. That's not about right. And long story short.
That, but okay.
It's true. It happened. Long story short, I was like, you know what? you're right. And I pretty much just ended it. I didn't have time for games, so and that was that. So fast forward, I moved.
remember when we all was supposed to go to like a shooting game, and he stood
Yeah,
you up,
that was
and
before I moved
that
to Florida.
I remember that being like, yeah, don't stop messing with that dude.
That was the second time
I
you saw him
remember
stop messing with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's been in and out of my life about 3-4 times, y'all. I guess it was destiny.
That's-
But so basically, yeah. So after that, I didn't talk to him again until the shooting range incident before I moved to Florida. Before y'all pretty much found me. So anyway, but yeah, after that incident and all that, I moved in with my auntie in the high-rise apartment, and then I just started seeing like, wow, there's mad opportunity here.
Yeah, that place was amazing.
Yeah, I did end up going to see Mercedes a couple times at West Georgia, partying and stuff like that, trying to party, and then and then we ended up. Which she'll tell you more about. And then I ended up going on Tinder this time instead of Hot or Not, and that's when I ended up dating a British basketball playing. If I had imagined something in my head, he was it. And that was interesting. We actually have some videos from London. So we actually have some videos on that. So that was really interesting. And then pretty much that relationship was growing while he was in Atlanta. And then yeah, I see it. She's climbing all over you. And then when he had to go back to London, I actually ended up getting a full-time job. And that's pretty much that is actually when I moved in with my auntie in the high rise. And then at that full-time job, they were looking for someone to do headshot photos. This one girl was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I can do it. Did not ever do it in my life. But I ended up doing it. It was a good experience. And that's when I realized, oh, we can kind of take this somewhere. So I came up with an idea for Primary Studios, which Mercedes will talk a little bit more about. Business adventures.
So at this time, I am actually serving at, this one job or whatever, and it's going bad actually. And I just remember Daisha telling me about, this idea, and I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. We started jotting down ideas and name ideas, and we ended up Pyro Studios. I remember being on the clock, kind of just bored, just sketching stuff, and then next thing you know, I end up drawing the logo. Like, what do you think? It's like, I like it. So I end up making it online, actually on Canva. Made the logo on Canva.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, one thing led to another, and we had it. We had the logo, we had the name. Daisha ended up getting the website, and I ended up designing the website, getting that together, and maybe showing my brother, my dad, their business people, had them look through it, and boom, we were all set. But
we weren't motivated really and it went nowhere. I wasn't motivated and it went nowhere.
It really started to realize, pull my headphones apart. But
she said, I want to say something.
No, facts. Start to realize how far apart we were. So, and then on top of that, I wasn't really a salesperson, hence why I was bad at being a server. I wasn't really a salesperson. I wasn't really pushy. I wasn't really able to really produce sales. But Daisha, she was just naturally really good at that part of the business, to make sales, to get people in. And I was really good at being the professional side of the business, making sure we got our contracts together, making sure all our paperwork's together, make sure our pricing is good. So, and that's where things started conflicting, because she could, get these people in, but maybe she undersold something, because I was the person that did the pricing. And then if let's say if she maybe wasn't really in the mood to really talk about selling or whatever, we wouldn't have any people come in and be any clients, because I was trash at selling. So it just so many conflicts start to happen, to where that ended up falling off, because I lacked certain skills and she lacked certain skills, and together, the business just fell down because there was lack of passion. I remember telling, Daisha, because there was a time where I thought I was more passionate about it, I was like, yo, this is your dream. You know, this is something you came to me on it. Let me know if you're serious about it or not. Because if you're not, then I could put this time and effort into a different endeavor. And she was like, no, we got it. And I was like, all right, we got two more months, and let's see where it takes us. We can really take this off. And one thing led to another. I didn't hear from her on anything, and I guess we both just kind of understood that, like, I guess apartment steel is probably not really going to be a realistic thing for us.
Mercedes and I
So
have had a lot of ideas, from video ideas to YouTube things to podcasts to Primary Studios to building an app called
yeah,
something something. I even forgot. But
I
it was like
really have like
Smash
a
or Pass
lollipop.
or something. It was like Smash or Pass because
I
we
don't
got
remember that.
tired. I went to West Georgia. We were literally thinking about the app because we were tired of trying to find friends through Tinder, but everyone just wanted to fucking smash. So we were like, okay, well, let's make an app where on one part, if they want to smash, if that's what you want to do, you log in, you click on smash, you get a little STD warning, and then y'all get to match, and y'all fuckery can connect. But if you are sitting there trying to make friends, you can click on the make friends tab, and you're actually trying to
Facts.
make friends. So that was the app that we were working on, but it didn't really go too far, just a blueprint, really. So,
Yeah.
so, um, but yeah, I remember telling my stepmom about that app, and she was like, "Is this seriously what you're trying to do with your life right now? Is make an app for sex?" And I was like, "That's all you heard? That's not what we trying to do." I said, "We trying to keep them people over there so we can have friends over here." But yeah,
Dog facts.
I think a
She definitely learned
majority
half
of
of that
our, for
conversation.
real, I really think majority of Mercedes and I's first 3 years of college was just trying to make friends, like dead ass. That's how I really feel, and just trying to like find ourselves in a way. So
I would say maybe the first 2 years for me, definitely finding friends. The third and the fourth was definitely more like business focused. And I can even tell you how that started. I ended up definitely finding a friend. She was dope. I loved her. We started working out, doing stuff like that together. And she ended up finding a guy who was in a fraternity. And I ended up finding a guy while I was playing pool or whatever. And one thing led to another. We both ended up dating those two people. The guy I ended up dating got me into Amway. And that is network marketing if you're not sure what that is. Um, so yeah, so he got me into Amway, and that really starts sparking business stuff in me. And um, if I didn't say it before, I changed my major. Like originally went to school for business, but I ended up calling up people like, hey, realistically, um, what classes did you this actually useful in the fields you're in right now? And they literally named like three classes. I was like, three classes was useful. I'm not about to be $20,000 in debt for three classes. You know what I'm saying? So what I did is I went ahead and signed up for those three classes and changed my major to something else that I wanted to do, which was video broadcasting. And
mm-hmm.
I'll get deeper into that later. Just let me get back onto, what I was saying. But yeah, so I changed my major, and I started realizing between the major change, the three business classes, and this new relationship that introduced me to network marketing, that I could feel it in my bones that I want to start my own business. I want to own my own business. I could just feel it. This is something I'm supposed to do. I don't know what type of business yet, but I just know I need some type of knowledge in business. So when the idea comes, I know how to launch it. And the relationship I was in, it actually helped me a lot because he was also business minded. He was reading all these books, and it encouraged me to read these books, and I was doing such long commutes that what really started helping me was the CDs of like motivational speakers and stuff like that, just teaching you how to keep going, how to make sales, like all this stuff. And I started playing that, and that kind of sparked a new thing in me. Like before, I was just trying to figure out who I am, what do I want to do, what da da da, and just all these readings and all these videos, not videos, all these audios that I would listen to while driving to listen to music. And then the relationship itself really opened up a part of me that was in me that I forgot about. And it really started making me focus on really just building a legacy, figuring out what I want to build, what kind of impact I want to have on the world, what type of impact I want to have on people that meet me. So that really sparked my purpose. But then I started falling short in the actual sales part because again, I'm not that good at sales. And when someone says they're not good at sales, that's really saying like low key you're a little insecure. You don't really have enough confidence in yourself. Because if you're if you're a confident being, you could really sell anything, honestly. Um, so that made me realize, like, all right, I'm very knowledgeable. I have all this knowledge of business. I have all this knowledge of like people and stuff like that, but I just don't have the confidence in myself to um to sell. I don't know how to sell things that I'm not into. And that ended up, me breaking away from Amway, even though I went to different meetings, even though I went to different business trips and traveled to like freaking Indiana and stuff like that. It just made me realize that I can't sell things that I don't personally like use myself for like myself. Um, and eventually that caused a tear in the relationship that I was in with the guy. And basically he was still in all those things, but I'm now saying like that's not for me. So that caused like some type of distance because he's still giving all his time to that, and now I'm getting all my time to something else. And this used to be a lot of time we'll spend together, versus now we're spending all this time apart. And things definitely started to get it weird because after that first year of college, I ended up going to like that first year of University of West Georgia. I end up, deciding not to stay on campus no more because that's what was really causing a hole in my wallet right there. Um, that's a big chunk of the college debt was living on campus. So I decided I'm not gonna live on campus.
I'll be right back. Luca's going
Instead,
crazy.
all right, bet. I'm not gonna live on campus no more. I'm gonna stay with my mom. But my mom moved, so now my commute to school is like an hour and like 30 minutes on a good day, 2 hours on a bad one. And them bad days was left and right. We was in a hellstorm basically. Um, and me and the guy we're still together, but there's like a little distance. And I end up kind of staying with him 3 days, 4 days of the week, because he lived on a on campus apartment, and I would stay with him there, and I'll walk to school, and it'd be like a 15-minute walk or whatever. And that's what would happen. And eventually, from just our distance and us doing different things, from me kind of low key moving in, I want to say after like 6 7 months of staying with him, it took a rocky turn, and it started to feel like, I'm sorry, give me a second. Hey, boo boo. Hey. Wait. I'm dying. Yeah, I can. Oh, only I can hear you. Okay. I can't. Your whole thing is black. Yeah, it's blue. All right, bet. All right, so Daisha stepped out for a little bit, but
Get
but
out.
yeah, where was that? I'm
Get
sorry, start rambling.
out. Now, you were talking about how things started turning for worse, which is a great segue into
Okay,
a video that we're going to be talking about soon.
Oh, okay, bet. So let me wrap this part up. So, this relationship ended up. All right, I got a notification.
Oh.
But so this relationship ended up like taking a turn for the worse. We were like in and out of being like really good and like just decent or whatever. But I want to say it was like around Valentine's Day, and we celebrate or whatever, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna be the best man and whatever, and blah blah blah, you're amazing, and all this great stuff, and I all over the room like candies, chocolates, bears. It was amazing. It was so sweet.
That's really cute.
And basically, um we spend that day together, we had a good time together, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna come over this weekend. I'm gonna drive to your place and come over and we'll hang out or whatever, because he's never been over. So that would literally be 2 days. In 2 days he'll drive over to see me or whatever. In 2 days he finally comes over to see me at my place.
Are you gonna say
He
all the
comes
juicy stuff, or are you saving it for the video?
Now this is something
Okay.
that I need to put in.
Okay.
Here. So don't worry, I'm not gonna say all the juicy stuff. It gets this
was weird.
got a lot.
It was really
stuff.
weird.
So trust me. But yeah. So basically, he came over. This is literally 2 days after Valentine's Day. All this sweet stuff, and he sees my room. He's like, oh, everything's so cute. Blah blah blah. Let's go out to eat. Let's have you eaten? I'm like, no. So we end up, the nearby place was like Wendy's, so we end up going to Wendy's or whatever, and we're eating in the car, we're having a good time. And long story short, he ends up telling me that all my stuff was in the trunk, and it's like, what?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And
did we just have teddy bears and chocolates, bitch?
Exactly. Like literally all, like 2 days earlier, all of Valentine's Day, he's telling me that he's gonna be an amazing person for me because he hasn't been treating me right, blah blah, all this other stuff. And now he came over and all my stuff is in his trunk.
Minus a laptop that this nigga thought he was really gonna run off with.
Exactly. Like, I let him use my laptop, and of course he let me try and fix his broken laptop. So my dad ended up fixing it, and he wanted it back. He was like, because originally he was like, hey, I'll use your laptop, and you could fix my broken laptop, you could have it. So my dad fixed it, and he went the laptop back, and he also went to keep my laptop as well.
Trifling.
And there was a lot more back and forth with that. We could get into that in a different segment or whatever. But what ended up happening,
fix the top of your thing. You got like a circle. Look, very top of your head.
My head.
Look, in the camera.
I don't see nothing.
Girl, it's like a circle.
Like my hair?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. I'll try to help you. Go ahead.
I'm done. But yeah, so what ended up happening is I was very insecure, so I was like begging this guy to give me a chance, which never again. If you gotta beg someone to give you a chance and you are already an amazing person, that person don't know your worth, and they would never know your worth, no matter how much you try to sell it to them. Move on. But yeah, so so I was like, give me a chance, let's take a week break. I'll work on the stuff I need to work on, you work on the stuff you need to work on, blah blah blah. So we take a week off. In this week, oh my gosh, I started excelling in self-love. I started really seeing myself in the mirror and seeing like, yo, I'm freaking amazing. Like, I'm beautiful, I'm blah blah blah. And then I really started getting into Prime Royal Studios again. I'm like, hey Daisha, I really want to make this happen. I designed business cards and I had them all printed out. I was like, hey, I got 250 business cards, here it is, da da da. I started really going ham on my Instagram. My Instagram started growing. I started getting freaking likes and stuff from verified people with check marks, people with 1 million followers, people with 500,000, 100 mil. I started going crazy on YouTube. I started working out, like back in the gym a lot. Like, I was thriving. I was doing good. I saw my purpose, and I was like, I'm going to be a great person in life. I'm going to positively influence a lot of people, and that's what I want to do. And I know everything, all my dreams, all stuff's gonna come true. That was sober. I see him, he sees me, and he ends up telling me, his stuff or whatever, and I end up telling him, like, honestly, basically just set the point, because before I was like begging him, like, take me,
Yeah.
take me, take me. Now I'm like, honestly, I'm at a point where if we get back together, that's great. If we don't, that's great too. But at the end of the day, regardless of how things work, I know I'm gonna be someone amazing in life.
Yeah.
And I guess he was feeling that, so we ended up getting back together. Um, and then I want to say 5 days later, I end up going home. End up getting a call, a long, lengthy voicemail about it's not me, it's you, and wait, it's not you,
Wait,
it's
yeah.
me. I I found this other girl that I'm not sure if I like you more or her more. Granted, we were literally a month away from our
Wow.
1 year anniversary, so it's like
For
very
you not to
wild.
know.
Um,
Interesting.
and then it just got honestly, it was the most trifling voicemail ever.
Yeah.
And then I guess he wasn't sure if I got the voicemail or not, so he sent the text message too, which was as trifling as
Oh,
well.
didn't you
And I
pretend
just
like you
sent
didn't know?
I pretended like I didn't know, yes. And I, drove back, I had the key to his place or whatever, and I got all my stuff. But, like, it was honestly, that
No,
was a very
yeah,
and we don't
because
have
he
to go
was
into it. It gets
dead
really juicy.
at.
Like,
Yeah, we're gonna talk
honestly,
about it. We're gonna talk
this
about it.
this this relationship could really be a movie, and it'll be a very interesting one.
Yeah.
Like, real life.
But we're gonna
But
be having like a whole entire video coming out
yeah,
probably, and I'd say maybe like a couple weeks. We're gonna film it tomorrow,
yeah,
and it's gonna be basically parties and
and
boyfriend and relationships, parties and
during this
relationships
time
during
frame
this whole entire
of
time
like,
frame.
and it gets very serious. Like, it gets
All
very,
of
very
it
deep
gets
on
serious.
both
Yeah,
parties, on both parties.
yeah.
But the main reason why I really wanted to include it on this segment is because him blatantly wasting my time, because I end up going to his phone, which I don't really recommend. If you end up finding yourself going through your guy's phone, that is a warning sign that y'all don't have trust in a
And
relationship,
it's a
and there's
monster. Once you start, you
yeah.
cannot stop. It's gonna be there.
Not for me.
Once
Once
you,
I
for
realized I
me,
went once once I realized I go through someone's phone, it's like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be with this person, or or whatever. It's a realization for me that
for me,
something in my
it's an
gut
addiction.
doesn't trust this person.
For
I'm
me, and it's
dead.
an addiction.
But
Then I realize it's really me that's the problem. But anyway, at least
I'm
with this
dead.
relationship.
Yeah, like what I found is he was talking to multiple girls about me,
Damn.
while we were together, in a way that would make it seem like I'm this crazy girlfriend, and kind of like in a way that's like these are all his friends, but he's setting them up to be his next, just in
Mm-hmm.
case we don't make it. Every last one of them, and it was like, and it was a couple of them. So it was like, yo, this dude real life
This
wasted my
mama's
time.
boy had the
So
audacity.
I'm dead. So that now, like, that motivation I had on me that week really just skyrocketed. And it was like, this dude wasted my time. And not only do I not want to let anyone else waste my time, but I don't want to waste my time either. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm meant to be in life. I know I'm meant for greatness, and I would never let anyone waste my time ever again. It just
Lit a fire
skyrocketed.
under you.
It did. It really did. It was like, that Cardi B song, like, all my ex is sick. It made me want to make this guy so, like, it made me want to be so successful that he got sick to his stomach. Like, dang, I did her that dirty.
And around this
And trust
time,
me, it was
Mercedes
pretty
started to
dirty.
really get into YouTube a lot more, and I was inspired by Gary Vee to start doing more. So around this time, I decided to purchase 2 Playlist Live tickets, and I was just like, Mercedes, do you want to go to Playlist Live? Let's fucking do it. So I'm gonna play a little bit of footage, and you can go ahead and talk about that whole experience. If it's even playing, who knows? It ain't even playing.
I don't know. I don't see it.
No, you won't be able to see it. It will be on the okay. I'm gonna play a little bit. All right, go ahead, say you can start talking about it.
Did you play?
Yeah, it's playing. It's playing, but we're not gonna hear it. It's just our voiceover over the video. Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Hey,
yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, so we ended up going to Playlist Lives, and this again was weird. It was a lot of good and also a lot of drama between me and Daisha again because we're different people. We went apart a little bit, so it was a lot of
A lot of
cattiness,
button
but
head.
also
Yeah.
a lot of fun at the same time. Like it was a eye opener where playlist live could be two different experiences for you, really three. The first one, you come in there as a consumer, which maybe like a fan, a viewer, um, and that would to meet the people you watch on YouTube. um, and then the second one would be someone to learn how to get to the next level in life, and that's where we were. And the third one is the actual content creators that are here and get paid for it as businesses and stuff like that. And that's where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Um, so it was a really good experience. I got to meet people that I really liked. I watched during this time. I was watching Kelly Sweet and a little bit of DDG. I did see DDG there, or whatever, and it was kind of cool. And I realized like I'm not really of a starstruck person. It was like, you know what, I really want to learn. I really want to learn from these people. I really want to learn to excel in life, unlock my full potential. And that's what a lot of it ended up becoming there. Like we actually didn't go back to Playlist Live because I know with me it was like I don't want to go back to Playlist Live unless they invite me personally, unless I get paid to go personally. Because it was like, all right, we learned what we gotta learn, and now it's for us to go ham. But the experience itself, it was this one thing that was so weird for me. It was like a pool party or something. Me and Daisha went to the pool party, and there's literally like a huge pool, music, and then like in the middle of the pool is like this tower, and that's where like all the big YouTubers are, and the YouTubers are literally just watching us watch them, and that went on for hours. And I was just like looking at Daisha like, yo, what the fuck? Like this what the hell? But yeah, that part I went to say because that was so weird for me. But Daisha, how was that experience for you? uh I got mommy duties. Daisha, are you there? Hello. So I guess, all right, so she is stepping out for a second. um Now you're good. All right, so I guess we could keep watching the playlist live. Is that who is that
That's
guy?
how I know I gotta work out, y'all. Over here.
That's that pool party I was talking about right there.
Yeah, that was that pool party. That was fun. So I'm gonna rewind the video a little bit to about this point. So look at this. Look at Sadie. So yeah. So when I went to Playlist Live, this is when Musical.ly was big. TikTok wasn't really like a thing, and we sat in on the panel. I interviewed that guy who ended up cheating on his girlfriend. I'm about to show you him now. It was crazy because there's some big
Which
YouTubers.
guy?
Austin McBroom. Here he goes, right here. The Nye Loves or whatever. Oh, not Austin McBroom. But the Nye Loves. Yeah, he ended up having like 3-4 kids with this lady. Ended up cheating on her with some like teenage. So we ain't gonna get advice from him. But Mercedes and I. Oh, look at her looking so good. Oh, but Mercedes and I ended up really learning a lot here. There was one point where we actually ended up separating and kind of like doing our own thing at Playlist Live because I wanted to go to this one speaker thing. She wanted to go to a different one. Here's where I went. Mystic Got Jokes, aka Mystic always uses hoes in his videos because that's really all he be doing. And then we were just like, wow, well, we want to be more authentic. And then we met Kelly Sweet, which was pretty cool. And then, just started like, there was like YouTubers all around. The pool party was weird because they were like literally watching us. Okay, girl. They were literally like this pool party part. They were basically the YouTubers were like in the middle of the little pool up here, and they were just watching us, and people down here were just watching them. So it was just like two people looking at each other, and it just ended up being super weird. Mercedes and I did not end up going in the pool. We were just around it, and they had like fireworks and stuff, so it was a little lit. It was cool. We got to write this little chalk thing, and just overall it was a good experience. I can't believe 17, 18, 19, 21. Dang, I can't believe this was like 5 years ago. But yeah, this is when the whole You Now and the whole Musically thing was like a big deal, and the whole Awesomeness TV, which like no one watches anymore. But overall, I mean, it was a great and fun experience, and it kind of just showed us like where we want to be. Like, we want to one day be like on a panel, you know, and kind of like be invited to these things to speak and to talk. And that was our main thing. I think this kind of just opened up Mercedes and I's eyes to like, you know, what we really want to do. I know we were 21 at this point, so yeah, this is just kind of like what we wanted. And this was the only lit part of the pool party, with some guy doing some weird dancing. Wasn't even good. And then obviously the fireworks. This whole playlist live, like, we noticed at this point, like, YouTubers are kind of awkward and weird, and that they're no better than you or I. It's pretty much just the same, you know, if I mean. And shout out to the old channel that's dead. I don't know what happened to this channel. YouTube don't like this channel with me, but it was a fun experience with Sadie's and I, and overall, mess things up. But overall, yeah, it was a lit, fun experience. It kind of solidified, okay, you know, we want to work hard at this and actually make it to where, like, one day we can be on the panel talking to people.
Yo, what's up, Jane?
And stuff like that. But long story short, that was 5 years ago. So so clearly that was 2017. Whoa. So clearly we are on the very, very, very slow track. Yeah, but listen, though, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
I think I had like 400 subscribers back then.
Mm-hmm. And I had like 500 or like 1,000, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did grow, but, you know, it kind of stopped.
Yeah, for me, I have, which all of y'all know, if you know me, I have a consistency problem. I'll be on for a month, I'll be off for 4 months, and I'll be on for another month, maybe one day, and then I'll be off for about 6 months. So I clearly have a huge consistency problem. That's been my whole life, even before YouTube. I can never finish what I start, whether it was guitar lessons, piano lessons, basketball, anything. Like, I can't finish what I start, and that's my fault. That's something that I have to learn. But I think now that Mercedes and I have kids, and the time has just, like, I can't, the fact that was 5 years ago and it feels like it was maybe like last year, that's kind of crazy. And the story to take away from that is that time is, you don't have as much time as you think you do, and time is just,
once you graduate high school, time just goes flat.
It feels like it's going slow in the moment, but cumulative overall, it's gone, you know.
And the good thing about that is that works with the good and the bad.
Yeah. So
there are like a lot of tough things that happen to us during this time, and just like everything else, they went by fast. And that's good. So that's,
in the moment, you know, you feel like, man, I'm never gonna move on from this, but
yeah,
you heal.
But the truth is,
you heal pretty fast.
You do. You definitely do. You do heal. And that's one thing that helps me to know, is that, like, holding on to the fact that, you know, this is going on now, but this isn't forever.
Yeah. So I think that was great, a great thing to lead off with. And at this point in time, we are going to be ending the podcast, but we will get into, I guess, the main parts of our life, of like the biggest parts of our life, honestly, on the next podcast, as well as where we ended up. next, where we are like right now. Next week's podcast is TBA, to be announced, because I do have to work in the office somewhere doing like a studio streaming thing. But I just looked at my schedule and I think it won't be an all day thing. So if we can, it might be just a little bit later in the night that we do the podcast. But it may not happen on Saturday. But if it does, check out our social medias. Mine is MSLOCKD. Sadie's is Hey I'm Sadie's. So
yep, and on Instagram it's Funny Girl Sadie.
Yep. So you should be able to find us. And Sadie's and I are linking up tomorrow, and we will be recording the big video of breakups, parties, all of that, and it's gonna be a lit video. So that will be coming out in a couple weeks.
We're gonna do mukbang style, and I think they should try to take a couple of shots or something.
Maybe Mercedes take a couple shots because I have to drive, but I'm the DD, but we can get Mercedes a little litty.
Oh, good. So it's gonna be a lit video. Definitely stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
We for the most part, outside of like this next week, definitely stay tuned on our social medias to hear what time frame we're gonna do. They should definitely be doing stuff on Twitter, so definitely look on Twitter.
Yeah,
she'll let y'all know.
Instagram.
And Instagram, but for the most part, outside of next week, we do usually do around 3 or 4 or 5 type range. 3 or 4 really is the range.
Yeah, so, and next week it will be on my channels, my Twitch and YouTube, but it might be like a 5-6 o'clock thing. But we'll let you know the more specific times, when it gets closer to time. Right. Other than that, thank y'all for y'all time. Do good. More of the stories.
Thank you, Soul Searching, Josh, Trey, King James, and everyone else silently. What's up, Trey? You said Kodak Black got shot. Everyone.
I heard that. But he be talking reckless, so like, it's kind of like what you expect, honestly. Like if they told me NBA got shot, I'd be like, oh, like, is he good? Because at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like the words that you speak can manifest, whether good or bad. Mm-hmm. So you have to really be careful what you say. That's why I actually stopped listening to a lot of rap music, and just not even just rap music. Oh, because there's actually some pop music that I was like, what they saying? Was that a line from the Bible? And you basically saying God forsake me and it's good? So you gotta really listen to what you're listening to, and because that can resonate with you too subconsciously. Your subconscious controls everything. So we can talk about that a lot. Anyway. I gotta go.
He got shot in the leg. He's good.
Oh,
all
good.
Right,
see?
Y'all
he's straight.
Take care. It's Saturday.
Enjoy y'all Saturday. Stay safe.
Yeah, y'all. It's okay. Next time. We got you.
Thank God for coming out, James, Trey, Soul Searching, all that. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios.